The old mechanic wiped the grease from his hands and looked at the frightened old woman standing beside her broken car. Her voice trembled as she said, "I'm sorry. I don't have money to pay you." What he did next would cost him his job, but days later, it would change his life forever. It was a cold morning in a small Canadian town. Snow rested quietly on the rooftops, and the wind carried the sharp smell of winter through the streets. Inside a modest auto repair shop called Maple Ridge Auto Service, Daniel Carter had already been working for 3 hours. At 42, Daniel was known as the quiet mechanic who fixed problems others gave up on. His hands were rough, his jacket was worn, and his paycheck barely covered rent and groceries. But people who knew him understood something important about Daniel. He had a heart that refused to ignore someone in need. That morning, just as he finished repairing a truck, an old blue sedan slowly rolled into the shop parking lot. The engine sputtered and died before it even reached the garage door. An elderly woman stepped out. She looked to be in her late 70s, wrapped in a thin coat that clearly wasn't warm enough for the Canadian winter. Her grey hair peeked out from beneath a small knitted hat. Daniel walked outside. "Morning, he said gently. "Looks like your car had enough for today." The woman smiled weakly. "I'm afraid so." Daniel opened the hood and began checking the engine. Within minutes he spotted the problem. A cracked radiator hose and a loose battery connection. "It's nothing too serious," Daniel said. "I can fix it." The woman hesitated before speaking again. "I need to tell you something," she said quietly. "I'm on a small pension. I was driving to pick up my medicine. I can't afford repairs today." Daniel paused. Inside the shop, the owner, Mr. Bradford, was known for one rule: no payment, no service. Bradford believed kindness was bad for business. Daniel looked at the woman again. Her hands were shaking in the cold. Without another word, he grabbed his tools. 20 minutes later, the hose was replaced. The battery tightened, and the engine purred back to life. The woman looked at him with surprise. "How much do I owe you?" she asked nervously. Daniel shook his head. "Nothing," he said. "Just drive safely and stay warm." Tears filled the woman's eyes. "You don't know how much this means to me," she whispered. But someone else had been watching. From the office window, Mr. Bradford stormed outside. "What the hell are you doing?" he shouted. Daniel stood up slowly. "I fixed her car," he replied calmly. "Did she pay?" "No." Bradford's face turned red. "This is a business, not a charity," he snapped. "You work for me. Every minute of labor costs money." Daniel tried to explain. She needed help. It was a simple fix. "I don't care." Bradford yelled. "You're fired. Pack your things and leave." The entire shop fell silent. Daniel didn't argue.